Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm doing a video today on my round 3 and 4 of chemotherapy treatment. I started these videos a few weeks ago, and I didn't get to do the round 3. Time ran out, and honestly, not one person watched my last video about round 2, so I don't really think I need to do these videos anyways. But anyway, so I just started my 4th round of treatment, so I'm just going to do the round 3 and the round 4 just together in the same video, just to touch upon how I'm doing with my treatments. So I'm not really feeling good right now. I just started round 4 on Monday, so today's Wednesday. And I just had my infuser pump disconnected just about an hour ago. I had to go to a nursing station and get that disconnected. So I had my treatment on Monday. That was, in the hospital, and then I left. How my treatment plan is, I left with this infuser pump that I had to carry around with me with a bag, and I had to sleep with for the last 2 nights. So I just got that removed, and so I'm really not feeling that good, because usually it's like the beginning of the treatment, when I'm getting the medication, that I feel the worst, and then the first, and then a few days after that. So I could be feeling worse for sure. I'm not doing that bad, but I'm low energy. I'm a little bit depressed right now, actually. And this time, this is my cat, Solo, one of my cats. And this time it's what's really present with me since Monday is like a really strong chemical taste in my mouth, like in my body. It's really hard to escape it. Having drinks, it just doesn't really leave me. So that's kind of just making me feel like just gross and sick. So I was out before after I got my infuser pump disconnected, and I was at the store and I saw salt and vinegar chips, and so I bought them because I thought, a strong flavor of something would help me get rid of that taste that I have inside of me, and it's still there. So I had some drinks, and now I have some soup on the stove right now, so I'm hoping that the soup, like hot and like salty, I'm hoping that will take it away. But so for this 4th round, this is what's bothering me the most. And then also just sleeping with my bottle the last couple nights. In the past, it hasn't really bothered me. The first few rounds, it didn't really bother me that much, but for some reason, I think I have some personal issues going on right now. I have some personal problems, and I think that's just kind of partly why I'm down. It's just kind of compounding things, and it's also Christmas time. It's December, I think, 18th today. So yeah. So anyways, since I missed the video for the 3rd round, I'll just kind of backtrack on that. The 3rd round was actually, it was okay. It was okay. I actually handled it pretty well. The biggest thing that happened with the 3rd round was after I came home from the hospital from doing that, I realized I didn't really have much food to eat at home, and I wanted to stay home for the rest of the day. So when I came home, I went out immediately, and I went to the mall to pick up some food. I got Jimmy the Greek, if anybody knows what that is. I really like that. When I got back to my car, so I just parked, and I just went into the food court, and I got my food, and then I walked back to the car. It was a little bit of a cold day. I wasn't parked too far. I got back in the car, and then for a couple minutes I had a hard time breathing, which has never happened to me before. It's kind of hard to explain. It sort of felt like I was just like constricted, and I was like that for a few minutes, and that was a little bit scary. I don't know if it was because of the cold outside, because the nurse did suggest to me that I should start wearing a scarf because she said just like how I'm sensitive to cold liquids, like cold drinks, that I'd be sensitive to the air. So it might have been that, although it didn't feel like it was cold related. I didn't really notice that I was super freezing, and I didn't have a cold sensation in my throat. Oh, my cat has claws. But yeah, so that was something that I never experienced before during the treatments. It was a little bit scary, but it passed and I moved on and I was fine. My cat's nose is wet. He's getting all over my hand. So something else was, yeah, since I am, I had the thing with my fingertips, with my fingers again, that I said in the second round, that my hand would seize up sometimes, and it was hard for me to, move my hands and my fingers for for a little while. That was happening to me again with the third round. And then I noticed, because I am really sensitive to the cold, but I didn't really notice this before so much. Sometimes I had a little bit of eye twitching. When I wash my face, because generally it's good to, splash cool water on your face, like cold water, which is what I usually do. Like I'll wash it with like warm water but then I'll splash. Or in the morning, I don't use a cleaner on my face. In the morning, I just splash cold water. But that was really affecting me. I felt like that did something to my eyes. So I had to, kind of stop the cold water a little bit, kind of make it more warm. So that was something that I noticed. And is there anything else on this paper that I wrote? Yeah, like my fingers kind of felt like they were like spazzy sometimes. So, and then, I had, some tiredness. I had the weird taste in my mouth, but not as much as I have it this time. This time, since Monday, since I started, the medication in the hospital, it's just stuck with me, just that I just feel so gross and chemically inside. And that's just like really starting to bother me. But the last time I had it too, and actually it kind of manifested in a weird way. I guess I didn't really understand it at first. And then now I'm starting to notice things as time goes on. I'm getting more treatments. But I have this guy that I was seeing, and I'm not seeing him anymore, and that's probably another reason why I'm depressed. I probably shouldn't get into it because it's like a really long story. But it was bothering me when he was kissing me. I don't want to say that, he doesn't have good hygiene or anything like that, but like I was really sensitive to so I think it was the chemical taste that I didn't realize that was bothering me for a little while, because I wasn't enjoying coffee for a while. It's just like, especially at the beginning of my treatments, I don't enjoy coffee, and I didn't know why, but now I'm starting to pinpoint that I think it's actually the chemical taste that's kind of throwing off the coffee and other things. So anyways, when this guy was trying to kiss me, I was really turned off, and I felt bad about that. I just tried to kind of, I kissed him back, but I tried not to really get into it. But then he actually called me on it, why don't you want to kiss me? And I just tried to not make a big deal about it, but it was a big deal to him because he texted me after about it, after when I went home, but that I'm different, that I'm not wanting to kiss him. So then I had to tell him, just like I'm sensitive to coffee, I think there's something with my senses, that's just throwing me off, and it's not you. But I think it was a little bit him, though, too. Because he does have hygiene, but I don't know. I think it could be better. Oh my gosh, this is so terrible. This is so terrible. But another thing about him is he smokes weed, he smokes cannabis. And I think that smell, I'm not against cannabis as long as, you're not, going crazy for it, because I've smoked it before in the past. but I feel very, very sensitive to it now. Maybe because I don't use it anymore, and then also because like I don't know, my senses or my sense of taste is like heightened or different. So yeah, so I felt like that was really grossing me out. Like if he would go outside and he would smoke and then he'd come back in, it was really like a huge turn off for me, unfortunately. So yeah, so that was something that was kind of bothering me last week. And then but he actually took it well when I told him that. He said he said that he would try to be more conscious of things. And then he actually made a dentist appointment, and I was really happy about that. I never want anybody to feel bad about anything, you know. Maybe I'm not always smelling super delicious all the time myself, but yeah, I think he was kind of starting to let things slip a little bit with his personal self because, you know, he works full time and he has a child and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm not seeing him anymore, and it has nothing to do with the cancer. But you know, the cancer does affect relationships. You know, I've been handling things with my diagnosis really well. Today was like one of the first days, like I've had my moments of kind of being down about it. But today I'm more so than I have been. I felt like I've been like handling it really, really well. But there is that aspect about having a partner or not having a partner, and you know, dealing with that. This guy was very supportive when I told him, you know, what I had. He was somebody that I was on and off with for a long time. And when I told him, he started crying, and it touched me. Like I saw like how much he cares about me. And he was really good and encouraging. You know, I'm going to be having a surgery in the future, and I don't know if I'm going to be like disfigured or what's going to happen about that. But he said that, you know, he would be there for me and he would accept me, and you know, that's great. So it's like, why are we not seeing each other anymore? I don't know. There's a lot, because there's a lot between us, and it doesn't really have to do with cancer, but you know, it was kind of like the cancer didn't really get between us, but it did kind of, I don't know, it does impact things a little bit. He wants me to be the same person that I always am, and I'm a little bit different now. You know, sometimes like I'm a little bit more like thoughtful about my life and what I want from my life, and you know, sometimes I just don't want to be around other people. I just kind of want to be alone and, you know, taking care of myself and, you know, sleeping and just kind of being quiet. But he kind of takes offense to that a little bit. And like, I kind of want to just like follow my heart in life now, because I don't know how much time I have left. And does this make sense? This cat keeps getting me so wet with his nose. So yeah, so we're not seeing each other anymore. Oh, another issue was like, you know, sleeping together. You know, when you're doing the chemotherapy, like it comes out in your urine and your body fluids. So, you know, because I care about him, I didn't want him to be affected in any way. So, so when I would start my rounds, he'd kind of like stay away a little bit, which is kind of cool. You know, like he would text me and ask me if I was okay, but I know that if we were together present, you know, he'd want to be like getting busy and stuff like that. And I don't know, so I kind of had that concern. Like I have low energy, and I like to, you know, this is so weird. This is such a weird video. Oh my gosh, I think it's going to be so cringe. I'm just going to try to put this guy down, okay? Okay, solo, go down, Okay. So anyways, there's another guy that I met like very, very months ago when I was off with the guy that I was just talking about. I met this guy because my ex that I was talking about, I didn't see him for 14 months. Like I said, there's a lot between us in our past. And so during that 14 months, actually, I thought it was a gift from God. It was like the 1 year anniversary when I hadn't seen him. And the 1 year anniversary was really, it was a really, I don't know how to say it, like monumental. It wasn't really monument, like it was, but it was significant. Our ending when things went down on the last day that I saw him, and I didn't talk to him for a year, it was like, it was pretty massive. It was like pretty major what happened. So I had the date in my mind, you know, the whole time. It was May 15th of 2023 that, you know, all hell broke loose with him. Sorry, my nose is all, oh, that's not a Kleenex. Okay, so it was May 15th, 2023 when all hell broke loose with him. And then, you know, and I was doing like this healing thing without him, and I was wondering if I was ever going to meet anyone I liked again. I never encountered anybody that I thought I was into again. I went to the gym and I was doing other things and I'd meet some nice people, but I felt like, you know, maybe I'm never going to like anybody again. And then, so the day after the 1 year anniversary of me not speaking to my ex or me not seeing him, I woke up that morning and I had a flat tire. And because my son was going to use the car that day, I have a son, he's 22, and he was going to use the car that day. And he texted me because as I was still sleeping, he had to go to work early morning, and he texted me. He said, I took an Uber to work because there's a flat tire. So when I got up, I called, you know, like my auto membership plan, and then they sent the tow truck, and then I met this guy. He was a tow truck driver, and he was just, I don't know, I just felt like we hit it off. And because he had my phone number from coming to the service call, so then he texted me after, and I texted him back, and we just started to get to know each other over a little while. But it didn't really progress to too much. There was like a lot of flirting, and it's more like an intellectual connection. Like we would just talk a lot on text. We saw each other like sometimes, but I don't know why I'm talking about this on a cancer video. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I started to think that things weren't really going anywhere with him. We have some differences. Like I'm quite a bit older than him and stuff like that. And so why am I talking about this? Oh my gosh. Okay. So then, yeah, so that was like almost 7 months ago, I guess, that I met him, and we've been kind of talking, and we met up a bunch of times, but it's more been like a friend thing. And then my ex kind of came back into the picture, and then so this new guy, he just kind of faded back a little bit. But anyways, I'm not with my ex anymore, and I'm still talking to this guy because we're friends. But the thing is, I haven't even told him. That's the point. I don't know if this story makes sense, but I haven't even told him that I have cancer. And so we're a little bit flirty with each other. We haven't seen each other in a long time, but to me, that's like a big concern. So if you have cancer and you're not in a relationship, like I know it's gonna have an effect on a couple if you're married or, you know, but then what's it like when you don't have somebody in your life? Like to tell them that someone that you meet that you like, that you have cancer, it's pretty major, and like that's scary for anybody to find out about you, like that you might die. And if they want to, you know, they probably don't want to take that road with you. Like why would you want to get with someone who has cancer? Really, they might not make it. You're going to be seeing them when they're going down, you know, physically. They're going to be at their worst, you know, they're not going to have energy to spend time with you. Like it's just, I don't know, not really desirable, right? So, yeah, I haven't told him yet. I don't know when I'll tell him. If we keep talking, you know, then eventually I'll tell him. Like I do want to tell him, but I'm scared. I'm scared how he's going to take it, because we're just like, we already have some differences, like I said, and I like him, but I don't know. This is not really the time for me to get with somebody, but I don't know. Now that things have ended with my ex, it's a little like, it's a little sadder, because I'll, you know, even though you have problems in a relationship with somebody, like I had problems with my ex, there's still a lot of good there too. And now I feel like, I don't know, I'm going to be more alone through this. I am a really independent person. I'm used to doing things on my own, but I don't know, it's just like, it's scary with the surgery and stuff like that. But anyways, this is my story. I wasn't really talking about my cancer journey that much for this video, but yeah, so the symptoms that I had, it was like I had that hard time breathing, and then just the really sensitivity to the cold. And yeah, so when my fingers, I've mentioned my fingers a bunch of times that they get like really stiff or they've seized up a few times. Something new for this round that I noticed that I didn't have before is like a pins and needles feeling with my fingertips, or not just my fingertips but my whole fingers. It's like sometimes it's just, it feels like, you know, like maybe when your leg is falling asleep, sometimes it feels like that kind of feeling, and then sometimes it's just, yeah, like it's sharp pins and needles, especially if I'm touching something cold or if I'm doing something cold, then I feel that. So that's just kind of like changed a little bit. And then another thing is my nose feels really dry, and so my nose has been like hurting quite a bit. Like sometimes it's bleeding. I haven't heard of that symptom before, but it must be from the cancer treatment because I wasn't having that problem before. But yeah, so my nose is bleeding sometimes. Sometimes it's really dry. It's like it's hurting. So I'm trying to like put a little bit of lotion in it sometimes just to kind of lubricate it. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, so I just started my round 4. I just took my bottle off today. So I'm just, I'm, you know, I'm I'm doing okay. I can get around my house and do the things that I need to do. It's garbage night, so I put the garbage at the curb before. But I'm just kind of low energy. I'm just feeling really like meh. And and yeah, just that taste in my mouth is just really gross. So, but besides that, you know, so far I'm doing pretty good. So, thank you for watching my video. I don't know if anybody's going to watch it. Nobody watched my last video, but maybe things just take time anyways. And, but yeah, doing these videos, anyways, even if nobody watches them, it's just kind of helping me get out of my shell a little bit and be a little bit less self-conscious about myself, which is actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do them, because I've always felt so shy, like talking in front of other people, just even being seen, just sometimes walking in front of other people. I feel like really self-conscious of myself. So doing these videos, even if nobody watches them, just them being up there, it's kind of helping me, you know, grow my confidence a little bit and just feel a little bit less, you know, weird just to be myself. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.